Yo, what is up, everybody? It is Steve Tileman here with Trade the Pool. We have had quite a day. Decent breakdown in some of the indices. Are we going to see more sliding into the close? I think it might happen. I think it might happen any minute now. I'm personally a tiny bit short as of a couple minutes ago here on SOXL. Really tight stop over the previous swing high there at 121.46 on SOXL. Maybe they squeeze me. Maybe they squeeze me and we get stopped out quickly. But if not, I think there's potential to roll. I'm seeing a pop. Maybe I'm wrong. But how are we doing in chat today, guys? We had a decent sell-off. We will see if that's all she wrote. Looking like I'm about to get stopped out there. Hey, that's the way she goes. That's what I get for talking about it on stream. How we doing in chat? What is up, Aldo Barrera in the house? What's going on, man? We're going to be talking some earnings in a little bit. Nothing too crazy in terms of big lineups, but we're going to get some big moves on these names. So hopefully we'll get a nice trade or two there. Hopefully we get some good trending action. I'd like it to go in the other direction. About to close out this short here. It was working till it wasn't. What are you guys trading today? Any small cap action in the house? I know we had some bigger moves. There's my stop triggered. All right, I'm out of there. Blood red today. Yeah, all across the board, unless you're in energy, unless you're in some interesting areas of the market, which we will take a look at. It's definitely seeing some life in some sectors. So first off, energy quite strong here. We'll see if it can hold. Let me pull this up and show y'all. Hold this neckline that we got going on. Having some lag, so bear with me here. Roughly there, and you can see this higher low double bottom that it's reforming. This is in the context of a larger megaphone as well. If we look at an hourly, we'll see that. Lots of contrasting lines and levels here. So first off, we have this megaphone, which we broke out from. Or at least sure look like we're breaking out from. See, holding the back test there. You like to see that. That's a good look there. We also have on the daily, or the weekly even, the downtrend line here. Very interesting. Downtrend line trying to smash through here. So if this really gets cooking, man, this is just the start of a much bigger move for oil. And this would cause trouble for the markets. Does that mean that they can't both go up today? I don't know. Let's see if SOX... Oh, they rated my stop almost by the penny. Now they might turn around. We're going to still watch for some exhaustion here, but it needs to really start swinging the other way to get rolling. We're in some biotech as well. On the right side of the screen here. BEAM as well as Cure, Q-U-R-E, both pretty decent looks there. I want to see the Cure breakout in particular, but Beam, very big W move here intraday. We can see if it breaks through the high of the day. It really has shorts on the back foot, and I wonder if this short is going to play out now that it shook me out. So I'm going to wait for a little bit of confirmation, and then I may hop back in here. But I'm also seeing oil just a little bit on the weaker side, so maybe not the case. Worried about ROST earnings? I'm not worried so much as I want to play them. So we'll talk about them. Talk says they're short. Dow, interesting. Okay, interesting. There's SOXL crossing that level again. So still got some juice to it apparently. All right. Glad I stopped. What else do we got on deck here? Let's see. I got earnings. Yeah, earnings is going to be ready in just a second. We'll be getting in that in about 15, 20 minutes. Till then, hanging out, watching this price action. Watching SOX. Let's go crazy there. Let's turn those alerts off before we go crazy too. And sorry, battling some lag here. We're going to have that worked out as soon as I'm done generating the last of my little image files here for us. And big top wick. Spicy action here on the indices. We'll see it. They're really trying to hold the line because if things break down, we have a bit of a waterfall underneath. Let's talk about it. Bit of a waterfall. So again, rejecting into this key little node here. Interesting look. Here's what I want to show you. Let's minimize these. So despite these surging candles, we're still not seeing closes over this key neckline yet. We haven't even gotten to VWAP, and I'm not so sure where this is going to go. So a few things I'm watching. You have this intermediary level. If it can't get over here, then this thing can roll pretty quickly because I just don't see good structure on this today. Like, sure, it's decent with the high or low here, but overall, I feel like this is almost, I just don't, I think it's bad vibes. I think it might tag VWAP and then start to roll. That'd be funny if it just rolls literally right here. But I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Yeah, the bond market did not like buy the Basant narrative. There's lots of talk about here. He went full Yellen 2.0 talk, says. Interesting analysis there. Yeah, I still want to kind of, I need to sit this weekend, really break down all of my theses and kind of stack them together because I feel like with just the whipsaw action this week, I'm a little off kilter. I still think that we're on base, that there is a rotation occurring specifically into energy, but also biotech. We're seeing that. I'm not sure if that's going to stick with the Moderna shake and bake. It does seem like the biotech is still quite strong, but I'm just seeing other areas of the market starting to light up here. And I'm not so sure that the AI trade is going to be what carries SPY to new highs. So we were talking about yesterday, Q's not so strong. SPY holding up pretty well. Now SPY also airing out just a little, and we can talk about the index breakdown. Let's look at that real quick. So a whole lot of red, energy poking its head green, as well as real estate. So pretty bearish, pretty hawkish, defensive little spread there on our sectors, as well as big, strong moves in silver and gold. Silver catching up to gold. They like to do the back and forth interplay. I'm seeing my Cure doing very well there. We like that as well. And man, I'm still watching and waiting. I guess we could run this up to the north side. We can look at the hourly. SOX just looking so bad to me until this recent little pop. And even then, do I trust it? I don't know. I see it barely holding where it needs to, but it doesn't inspire much confidence. When we kind of formed this big bear flag-ish kind of look here, popped it, knifed, back tested, rejected this morning. So honestly, I still think that we're bearish unless we really make some progress up into a new like pre-market high, new high a day. Does that mean they can't mess with the shorts and cook them a little bit here? Sure seems like they're cooking them a little bit here. Let's find out. Yeah, very strong grind up there. GDXU's popping. Yeah, absolutely. Gold having a day and a half. We love to see that. I have trust issues with anything that is risk on right now. So gold, I like it. I just hope that it continues to trade as it used to, as gold should, right? As kind of a counterbalance, a counterweight to indices there. It was so weird just seeing it surge with SPY like every single day for almost a full year after watching it for years. So that taught me a lot about how market conditions can change quite rapidly. You learned, what did you learn that from? Let me reread some comments here. Yeah, gold cooking. I love to see that. You have a short biotech position. Yeah, I mean, I get it today, right? I get it today. It worked very well today because essentially you're seeing, it seemed like Moderna was basically a squeeze, right? You can pull that up as SPY starts to crack, or SOX starts to crack just a little bit. We'll see if this was a stop run here while failing to break the bigger neckline. If so, then you could start looking at this, or continue to look at this as, I read this as bearish still, but I recognize that I could be wrong if we make some forward progress over the VWAP here, especially on like an hourly close, something like this. Yeah, if this closed really strong on this hour, then that's one thing. But if it closes here or below, I'm feeling like this is a top wick and we could eat this bottom wick and continue on down because we still do have room, in my book at least. So I like it. I like it. So Talk, you're fading me. You're short biotech. I have big biotech exposure on my books. So I'm going to sweat a little bit here, but I think I think my choices are pretty strong, and I want to show you them in just a second. Netflix green. Yeah, we like Netflix. We like Netflix. Yeah, the GDXU, that's where you get the big juice. So you're getting double juice because GDX, you're already getting the juice from the miners, right? So the miners are always going to be stronger than the underlying if we are in a very strong trend for these types of names for the underlying. That's because, well, the miners, they're basically higher leverage, right? So there's let me just show you. Oh, Cure starting to cook. I think we're getting breakout city in some of these biotechs. Let's see if biotech overall is acting cooperative off the lows. I was noticing, okay, starting to curl here. Careful, talk. We're coming for you. And let's see, is Moderna probably popping? That's probably rising a little bit off the bottom. So there's a lot of correlation in these today. I think Moderna and biotech in general was kind of pretty shorted to buy other things, and then they got blown out by the news. We had the kind of mean reversion today. You saw Moderna just getting hammered, smacked all around here from the pre-markets. We talked about this one yesterday saying, hey, we can look on a retest of the 150 to 140 volume. We're back here and looking pretty heavy still, so we shall see how this plays out. But here's the few that I'm in. So QURE, really pretty chart on this one. Really nice action today as well. Little 4-hour flag here in the daily. It's got this big old gap overhead. It's the initial gap. We can redraw where it's still got left to fill. I would love to see this at 65. Nothing would warm my heart more. So let's get one of those Moderna style pops on Cure. That'll help me out. Also another one that I'm in as of yesterday. Beam on the weekly here looking pretty compelling. I like the name. It's in the genomic space. I hope that all of these AI names get re-rated. AI, healthcare, pharma, biotech names get re-rated here off the Moderna news as we realize what just may be possible, and shorts start realizing, wait, this is not the place for me to be. This is not a safe place. Fastly down 5.6. They've been getting beat on lately. I was a big Fastly bull. I took my last profits on earnings and got shaken out, and then yeehaw. Wild moves here, starting to look interesting again, if not for the velocity on this move down. So now it's probably off limits, probably a no touching for me. I got to watch, I got to wait, I got to see how this plays out into this prior level of support. So we do have a big volume shelf here at 23, but really it gets interesting down here at the 21 to 20 handle, 21 to 19. So I've gotten burned on this one trying to buy it here before. I forget when it was. Somewhere in this zone. Basically, I think it needs to come down just a little bit more. I think higher time frame structure is still good, but software as a service is having some trouble, if I do recall. Let's take a look at IGV. Okay, doing nothing today, but I was seeing some big bearish prints. Ooh, nice volume coming in on Cure there, and also Beam. Did we talk about the intraday action on Beam? Because it's wild. Wild. So this looked like a beautiful setup yesterday. Started to pop pre-market, came flushing way on down back to the highs of a few days ago here, where it kind of rebased, formed this W before pushing off very nicely. So a wild looking chart. I think it's restructuring, rebasing to push even higher. Sure seems like it here. Bought a tiny bit here, but I didn't know if it was going to work. I was red on my initial position from the close at 29, 28, whatever. Came down here. I found a nice buyer. I found a nice little spot on the reclaim of this moving average here, 27.84. I was out though, so I didn't feel comfortable sizing in. Just a little nibble for me. But up 3% on that. Now green on the overall trade. You were waiting in the wrong stream. Oh no. Glad to have you in here, Michael. I don't know why I called you Michael. Michael. Your full name, your government name. So guys, we're going to be getting into earnings in a little bit. We still got some more tape read on deck here. I really like Spotify in the software as a service space. I think that they are starting to break out. I think this is a fun name that's decoupled from a lot of other ones in the space. So I think this is a good set and forget in the long-term port. It's really, really pretty. Look at that. Just the kiss on the back test, roughly the back test level here. Didn't actually get all the way down. Nice higher lows in tandem there. Now curling on up and breaking out of this downtrend line. It initially did the peekaboo. This is when I took a position a while ago. Just one share. I'm lying. I don't have a position. My girlfriend does, but I told her to buy it. And then I bagged her down to 450, but that's okay. She didn't sell, and now we're nice and green. I think that this is an easy trade for now on. You buy dips off of these moving averages as they catch up. So what I like is kind of a retest of this base shelf after it pushes off a little more. Maybe we watch into 520 to 525 ish. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, about the different stream. Let me double check, make sure I wasn't supposed to close the other one. Yeah, I'm gonna message my handy dandy producer Joe and let him know that that I'm in this one. I'm not sure. I think I was supposed to be. Sorry, give me 1 sec, guys. All right, looks like we're all good there. Looks like we're all good there. A few things I want to talk about, but let me go get some water first. So I can already feel it coming on here. What I'll let you guys watch real quick is this beautiful biotech that may be breaking out here. Look at that move. Ain't that a beaut? All right, give me about 1 minute and I'll be right back. Thanks. All right, baby, it's showtime. 49.15, not too shabby. Not too shabby. We like it. All right, guys. There we go. All right. So all my assets are finished generating, which means I can free my computer from its horrible constraints. This thing is, I see smoke coming out of it. It's 80% CPU locked up. So I'm going to clear a bunch of processes. Man, is this just me? Does anybody else's Claude code just absolutely eat your CPU? Bear with me here. So what I have to do is I have to go into, I'll show you guys. I have to literally search for these bashes and they show as 0%, but they are not 0%. I don't know why they lie to me. So that should buy us some time. 49.44, baby. Cure breaking out as we knew. I'm excited about this one. I've been holding for quite a while. Finally getting a nice push here. We've been loading in the 47s recently, so feeling good, feeling good. Bear with me while I track down whatever's bogging me down here. So we will have, I believe, Jesse joining us today. Really looking forward to that. Last time we caught some nice trades. Well, a couple times ago we caught some nice trades. Last time we had a very good teachable moment on not just hitting the ask after hours. Got caught on a widespread. He did fight his way to profit somehow. I don't know how, but so we'll give him a hard time for that, and it'll be a good time. Sorry for the dead air here, guys. I am literally just trying to get my cursor to work. There's a small chance I'll have to hop out for 1 second and restart, but I'd prefer not to do that. Good afternoon, Housing Specialist New York. How you doing, man? We have an interesting setup in some of the names that you might be interested in. So I'd be curious to see your read on the price action today. But yeah, talk. How you feeling on that short? Sweating a little bit? This one's sure working. Look at this one. Kind of grinding. What's the ETF doing? It's trying, baby. You feeling lucky, punk? I'm coming for you. DRAM. How are the indices doing? A little pop, a little drop. Sox really trying to fight, really trying to hold this line. We shall see. Just not giving up the ghost here. Dude, Claude is beyond shutdown. That's the issue. Claude is shut down, and I'm not seeing any of the orphaned things in my processes in my task manager that usually deals with it. So I'm just going to start closing all sorts of weird stuff. Let's see. Oh, geez, I almost closed down the window manager. That would have shut everything down. Let's not do that. All right, Discord gets the axe. Personal broker gets the axe. Who needs it? And then we'll be good to go. Sorry, Thinkorswim, you're out, buddy. They're the big break on Sox. There we go. Now it's cooking. Brutal. All right, we're just going to power through. We're just going to power through. So in about 6 minutes, I'll have Jesse on, and then we'll deal with this lag. But until then, we have enough to talk about. I'm gonna start looking at some small caparoonies here, seeing what's shaking. What are you guys trading? I should be trading this this long trade, I guess, on chips. It seems like they are going to catch, probably run overnight too. There's been some wild action in the Korean market lately. Overnight, trying to hold any short, just very tough. They keep running it. So you have to wait for these big pops and then wait for the kind of fade, the crescendo to subside. But we have some wild action in some small caps that we got to talk about. They're related to Bitcoin. This one was on Smoke Tuna's watch list. And it is BTCT. So Bitcoin Digital. Bitcoin Digital making a move yesterday after hours, hanging out today. So this is really interesting. We got a big move, right? 140%. It's incredibly stable for a company that's just put in such a big move. Is this going to go for another leg? I'm starting to think it might. Give me 1 second here. Getting a text. Okay. So BTCT, if I were to go long here, I would want to wait for a reclaim of the VWAP here and probably a reclaim of this point of control and then a back test. So it's a little tough for me unless it really cleanly, yeah, I don't think I want it, even if it, yeah, I think it's got to reclaim the VWAP for me, just because if it does, this thing has a ton more room. If it doesn't, though, then this is just luring people in, just getting people trapped. So I'm personally a fan of these Bitcoin names. We should look at the actual indices. The Bitcoins themselves, very strong still, showing no sign of chilling. Just basing, breakout on, yeah, in the early morning here. Flagging into the cash session, breaking out again, and now looks like flagging for more. This is at its pretty critical pivot here. So this is a cam pivot. Essentially, this is going to be the R4 level. So this is calculated from yesterday's close. There's the high and the close from yesterday. And essentially, this is the level, this red zone, where you would likely see a fade if it's an inside type of day, if it's not a big, strong trend day. That's going to be your R3. R3 is this bottom part of the zone. And then you have R4. I have it as the yellow here, and it's a big pivot. I have it as saying bulls shall not pass, because it really should be a brick wall here if we're going to be kind of capped by ATR. If not, though, well, then this thing can cook on up and to the right here. Then you can go for this R5 up here at 74.46 or 74.450. And then, of course, number 2, just clearing that 7,500. I do think that's where we're headed next, probably the biggest liquidity draw. And I want to see it happen. We also have Ethereum lagging a little bit, but still looking very good. So you can see this one well under its pivot here, and I can just kind of read this as the main one is leading, right? Bitcoin is leading. Sometimes you'll have periods where the altcoins like Ethereum or even the smaller stuff like XRP, Monara, what even are those? I don't know which ones survived anymore. Avalanche, stuff like that will take the lead. But in the beginning of the cycles, often Bitcoin supremacy. So we have been having rumblings from the Bitcoin bros for a while now. Let's look at high time frames. They've been in despair until this week. And you know what? I don't blame them. But hey, we had this already mapped out here, this inverted head and shoulders. Do I have a position? I don't. So I would like to get in. I'd like a pullback to get in. But hey, if not, that's okay. It's not like an asset that I feel like I desperately need to hold a ton of. In general, I think we'll have some time here. I do think it probably runs to 80K before it sees a significant pullback, at least. Let's take a look at indices real quick. Then we'll be hopping into the earnings stuff. Man, very impressive. So what's your favorite way to play Bitcoin that isn't Bitcoin? I'm curious. Some of those related names. I'm surprised Hood doing a whole lot of nothing here. MicroStrategy, obviously very popular, having a big gap up there. Wow, it was all the way down, holding on $100. That's crazy. Crazy. Coin was always a fun one too, nice and high beta, and this one might be one to watch. I think we're breaking a massive downtrend line. Oh, it's a very arbitrary downtrend line. Let's redraw that. That's better. Either way, gapping over it as well as this point of control, I think it's time to start buying some coin shares. I do think that's the way that I want to play this. I think that's my favorite. But there's some other ones too. PUR, we talked about PUR, PURR. This is a weird chart for me. I mean, geez, look at the strength there. Very strong, of course, but where is it going next? I think that it might just squeeze. It's one that I should probably have a bigger piece of. I have just a little bit from 9. I had some a long time ago that I bought at like 7.75 and then sold it at 9. So is it the worst thing in the world to buy back at 9? I don't think so. I think just it's about sizing small and kind of building into a position because I think this thing's going to move. Just not sure how far and how fast. Yo, yo, yo. What is up, Mr. Jesse? I see you. Let me know when you're ready. Going good. You ready to hop on? All right.
There we are. Hey, man. How's your day going? How's your day going?
Going all right. I'm a little sleepy, a little out of it, but you know what? We have some interesting plays to talk about. We also have some good comments that I'm looking forward to getting to now that I have a little bit of support here because, Jesse, my computer's getting cooked. So I want to chat. Do you think I can pop out for 2-3 minutes and reset my stuff? Awesome.
Let me share my screen here real quick. Let me make sure that's a smooth transition, and then we can definitely give you that, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, no rush.
By the way, I'm holding the POLA 1 trade, 1 share, and we're down $1.37.
Well, that's the way she goes. I guess my broker was trying to protect me from buying at $2, huh? But hey, I appreciate you did it for me. It looks like we're not invading Greenland yet. Interesting to see that this one, yes, it is down. Quite a squeeze there. I don't know if it's done. If it can hold this 150 range, I think that we might see another run if whatever caused the first pop hasn't kind of I don't know what the news was, if there was news at all.
Sure.
So I'm curious about this one into tomorrow. It is on my focus, it's on my watch list, not my focus list.
Yeah.
Yeah, very thinly traded, but man,
needs to be on a focus group. Yeah, I am trying to share my screen. So whenever we pop over to my screen, Steve, you're more than welcome to take a couple minutes or whatever you need to do to get ready.
By the way, Sox cracked the trend line and maybe falling on back down. So interesting look there. If you're looking for this short like I was, we shall watch. I'm not ready to take it, but I do want to see if this back test fails. Maybe a retest of VWAP failing it, 122.15 for the short on Sox sell. If it plays out, again, tight stop over the prior swing high, because if I'm wrong, then maybe we just rip on to the upside. Jesse's back, and yeah, bull went down a little bit, taking some profit, but I think it still is in play as well. So let's see.
The bull isn't bullish.
Is this you looking at Walmart here? Sure is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
that's
awesome.
Me.
I found it. It took me a second, but there we go. Perfect.
There we go. Beautiful.
Awesome. We're in, baby. Okay, I will be back in a flash. Jesse, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I always do.
Okay, you better. I'm holding you to it. I'll be right back here. Thanks.
All right. Yep, you're good. All right, so yeah, let's take a look at the chat here. I saw tack, no fat fingering today. I'm gonna try not to. I've done that maybe 2 or 3 times total in my entire trading career, which isn't really that long, but yeah, that felt like I play guitar. I've played guitar since I was 14, and early on you drop the pick, and a lot of times you drop the pick right in the middle of that spot where you got to like take the guitar and flip it around and get the pick out. All the guitarists on here, if you play guitar for any time period at all, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's kind of like that. It's a real rookie mistake, and fat fingering like that felt like a very unfortunate rookie mistake. And of course, did it for your benefit, did it for the chat, did it for you guys. Not really on purpose, but I guess it plays well on in the theater of people, right? In the theater. What preposition am I looking for? Michael DeRider, sup? Hi, bub. How you doing? How are the waves? You out there? You surfing? I mean, I would love to surf. The only thing I've ever done is like the little kiddie boards. You know, you get out there on the waves and like you just kind of let it just kind of take you and you're on your belly and stuff, which is not surfing whatsoever. Just like, you know, and I've done like a little skimboard thing. Nothing like what you're doing out there. I would love to learn how to do that. My goodness. Nice spike, Tyler says. Nigel, good to see you. How you doing? How's your trading going this week, Nigel? Good to see you. Snowman. I love that name. Snowman. I used to make a lot of snowmen when I was a kid. Oh, man. It's good to see you guys. Walmart, as you guys can see here, I have this pulled up on the chart. That's been, as far as what I have seen tonight for earnings, I'm just wondering, has it already made its bearish move to the downside? Will we go even further? It's obviously reported some earnings, so we obviously have some information on that, and I'll let Steve talk to that effect. I haven't done, other than searching on X a little while ago, saying it's down, and it's down, what are we at? Almost 10% for Wally World. It's just crazy. Let's look at the daily chart for Walmart, because this thing is just, this would have been a beautiful short to have gotten before the drop, and I just don't know if I'm expecting much or anything here in the after hours. So looks like, and the daily 114, we go down to 106. Wow, man, 103. So when was the last time Wally World was below 100? Let's go ahead and move over here on the charts. So we tapped 100. We went down. This is November 14th, 2025. Well, let's make it the 19th. Let's make it November of 2025. So last year. It's been a little less than a year since we've been at that $100 mark. But since then, as our very own Josh Smith, AK47, says, barn burner for Walmart. Look at this. I mean, this thing just has been trending up for a while. Some consolidation area. Then we're bouncing back up. bouncing back up to the 135s. We can't get over the 135 handle with Wally World. We can't get over it. And then we have been sliding on down in the last little bit. And wow, what a massive downturn this turned out to be today for Walmart. What are you guys saying in the chat? Because I'm looking at my charts. Tax says, wow. Nigel says, haha, the CEO said growth to come from wealthier consumers. Well, they're gonna need something. Walmart's gonna need something. Because we're all, well, I shouldn't say all. I won't say all. I won't be that exclusive. But a lot of people are a little less wealthy going on. I was promised a golden age. In fact, I'm told this is the golden age. Are you guys experiencing the golden age? I guess I'll just ask you. And I've said this before. I'm an equal opportunist. I'm not going after one administration. I'm not even really getting political. I was told this is a golden age, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not going to pontificate anymore, though. I'm done. If you guys want to acknowledge that or say something about it, I'm more than happy to engage with it. But that's just, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here in the future? So we also have BABA tonight. We have some BABA, and it's an interesting chart. I think Steve-O likes this one a lot. I think he's talked about it before. And this thing is this is the daily chart, by the way. This is the daily. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Let me turn VWAP off because that's an annoying orange. Just highlighting the entire screen. I don't need to see VWAP right now on the daily with what I'm trying to do here. So BABA has been really coming down. Look at BABA. We were at 193s and came back down to come back up, making these lower lows and just falling. Jeez. Again, this is the daily. So BABA 193 to 19, and it's a 91. So this is a $100 swing from the top to the lower portion back in June, just a couple months ago, for BABA. So I'm sure we'll have some really sweet analysis that Steve has cooked up for us when we get back here. But BABA, not doing too good. Is it BABA or BABA? How do you say it? BABA. I don't trade BABA. But I'm going for you guys tonight, as long as I don't get caught up in the fat fingering nonsense that I sometimes do, we are going to trade some BABA later on. Exactly how many wealthy? Steve Trist wants to know. Exactly how many are wealthy? If you're talking about what I was talking about a second ago. Free oil. Hey, I'm just reading this comment completely out of context, Snowman, but free oil sounds good. Especially in my 2014 F-150 truck. Let's get some free oil going on. I don't think Americans are going to see that anytime soon, though. Buying Walmart under 100 is a great play longer term. I like this, Josh. And I think you're right. Buying Walmart under the $100 mark is probably a greater play in the long term. I think you're absolutely right. I do think you're right. Tack says, wow, really? Tack owes me sushi, by the way. Remember Tack sushi. Wendy's is climbing? Really? Wendy's is climbing, Josh says. Try to make the sound the goat makes. Okay, smoked tuna. We'll do it. What else do we have tonight? We have some other tickers here. Let me pull it up. We have ROST and FLO, as well as, of course, like I just showed you guys, Walmart and BABA. So let's take a look at ROST. Again, this is another ticker that I have not personally traded, but it is an interesting chart. I got a minute to look at it before I came on here and was kind of just going through the daily. And it's an interesting chart. It is. This thing has been climbing. It looks like we've been giving back lately, but wow. I did not go far back in this, but this thing has been what I call Josh calls a barn burner. I just call a stair stepper. I like barn burner more, but this is a stair stepper on up. Wow. A little W pattern on the, what I'm noticing on here with the daily. It's an interesting chart. Testing.
Oh, it's a mirror.
Steve-O, we hear you, brother, loud and clear.
Well, I'm glad to be back. It's been a fun...
crowbar in the house.
I'm a doctor now, adding that to the list of accolades.
We added it yesterday. Was that yesterday? We added doctor to your title.
I can't keep up. Just a couple
I can't
days ago,
either.
I was Barrio Steve, and then the crowbar, now the doctor. I don't know.
You're everything, man. You're everything.
Yeah.
I want to
Baba
be Big Money J. That's what I want to be, because my dad's nickname for me all growing up was Big J.
Okay.
And what's really funny, Courtney, my wife, she was laughing at me because if we did Big Money J as a nickname, it's ridiculous because all my wins are small.
Small
so it'd be like
Jays.
Little John, from Robin Hood. So it'd be like Small Winner Jays. That doesn't work. But my old nickname used to be Big J. But I won't do that because we already have Money Mitch, and I don't want to, play in that field of trying to take somebody else's nickname. So I probably won't do that. But I am tempted to go Big Money J for maybe one of the shows.
I think you should, but it's just funny because he's Money Mitch, and then you're just one-upping him. Not just regular Money J, just big
I don't
money.
mean to. It's not even
you are. By the way, guys, I heard you talking Baba. Baba reported this morning, didn't it? I think Baba was pre-market. Well, in the middle of our night.
They were pre-market. Well, didn't Walmart report as well? Isn't that why they went down so much?
Yeah, Walmart was before the open as well. We can talk about those in a little bit, but I wanted to start with the few that we've got today. They're a little bit all over the place. One I'm sure you guys are aware of. That's ROST, ROST. Maybe not the biggest name in the market, but it's quite a big name. You see them out and about. I don't know. I grew up seeing a whole lot of Rosses around. A little less nowadays, but you know what?
I'm going to let you have the screen, brother.
Did I share my screen
It's
yet?
slowing my computer down. No, you haven't shared your screen yet.
There it is. Okay, cool. Now we go like this. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Awesome. All right. So let's see. I'm going to get us some charts next to this here. So we'll separate this. Go like this.
All right.
I'm changing my. Alrighty.
Beautiful.
There we go. Weak to me. All right. Awesome. So we have Ross up first. This is going to be a big mover. It is already down pretty significantly here, but you know what? I think it's just getting started. This one might be a big short down to this 212 level. I'll be watching this one closely. We're going to be talking about the levels, of course, about the fundamentals, what we're looking for to push us over the edge, bullish or bearish. Meanwhile, Flowers Foods Inc. This is one that was new to me, but the chart, again, looking pretty appealing to the short side here. You see that nice head and shoulders. Oh, Jesse, it's so nice to be able to move my mouse. Look at the difference. You guys can see everything I'm doing. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. So we have the neckline. We have this head and shoulders. I think we want to break down. We're going to have to watch for a few different points of interest here. So we're going to be getting into the details, but want to lay out these technicals first. Last one, we're going to be covering OSIS, OSI Systems. This one, again, looking very bearish to me. All of these look like bear flags. So I've got my short suit on. I got my, I don't know, what do bears wear? I got my bear suit on. How about that? And I'm ready to rock here. Let's see.
You got your bear suit on, and sure. Yeah, I'll put one on too because I like to go bearish.
Yeah, it's more not on my
swings,
way, right?
Not on my swings, but on my intraday. Going bearish is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. You make money faster, and who isn't a fan of that? Hut, by the way, here, Hut 8. So this is going to be a Bitcoin miner / data center play. Ironically, finally moving off of the data center or the Bitcoin part instead of the data center part. So interesting. What if we see all of these data center names that were Bitcoin miner names become Bitcoin miner names again? I don't know. It's interesting seeing what is pulling the market back and forth. But as a whole, Hut 8 very strong here intraday and in the context of a big flag. So not a bad look for a swing too if it gets going here. Let's see.
XRP pushing a little bit today. My portfolio looks a little less damaged.
we like to hear that. That's always good. Let's get on into this presentation here. So we have a few to trade, a few to talk about the implications for sure. We can talk about the Walmart and Baba after this as well. But I wanted to get to the good stuff while the getting is good here. We got 15 minutes left. So let me walk you through what I'm seeing.
That's right, Nigel. David Capablanca.
What if he only. That was awesome. Yeah, that was really, really cool to rewatch. Got a lot out of that for sure. Let's see.
Piano Man is a classic tack. I like that.
Got some Billy Joel fans in the house.
Got some Billy fans.
Wait, is that Billy Joel?
Bill was yesterday, but whatever.
I know, right? We're a day late, a buck short, a bill short, if you will. We're in Tarnation. There I go again, saying the Tarnation. Sorry, I'm pulling out my script here. It's somewhere.
What in Tarnation? I'm from San Francisco. Earning surprises for Flow, Rost.
There we go. So yeah, we can look at Flow as well, real quick. I did think I saw something on Twitter. Let me double check.
Yeah, Flow's dying right now. Flow is falling off.
Oh, Flow, the ticker. I thought we were looking at Flow, like options Flow for.
Oh, no, brother. FFLO. I think the ticker is what we were calling it.
Yeah, absolutely. There were 4.3 million. This is what I saw: 4.3 million of ROST 250 puts. So interesting there. A block order. Also interesting because we are at 230. So they were 250s, right? Yeah, 250. So interesting to see in the monies. They might be part of a multi-leg. Let's not give it too much credit. No, my cure failed the breakout. All right, we're back to where we were 20 minutes ago. Someday, one of these days. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, looking at Flow just real quick. Yeah, getting hammered here into the print already. This thing is bearish on big volume. So we'll talk about why that may be in just a moment here. So we got a few prints here. Let's talk about it. So 3 on the tape tonight, like we said. Ross Stores, Flowers Foods, and OSI Systems. We had BABA and Walmart this morning, and then we're kind of in a little bit of a lull here. So this isn't a major day, but there are decent things that we can kind of look for based on these names and what they're doing into the close. So we have an off-price retailer, we have a packaged bread company, the classic packaged bread trade, and a security and healthcare imaging conglomerate. So kind of weird stuff that you don't often see in the market, but hey, it's interesting to talk about, interesting to learn a little about. I was interested in, I always just like learning a little bit more about some of the smaller companies in the market because, hey, there's so many things that are publicly traded that you would have no idea, but there can be real edge in these corners of the market where others just don't look because they're not very exciting. They're not very liquid. So you got to play safe in terms of these, intraday in terms of liquidity, but when there's earnings, you get the influx of liquidity that's needed. So we can talk about them. This is probably the only time of the year I'll be trading FLO, but you know what? Hey, it's fun. You get to wear your, bread bear hat. And just for whatever reason you hate gluten, this is the trade for you.
Like Steve said, isn't Flo a spokesperson for the Progressive Insurance commercials?
I think so. That does sound right.
Her name is Flo, yeah.
Yeah, well, she seems nice, but I think we still short this ticker.
We're going to short her. Yeah.
Sorry, Flo.
Bye, Flo.
So different sectors here, right? And very different stories, but they're all sitting in, they're sitting in the red heading into these prints. So the market's kind of speaking already. Of course, overall market a little bit heavy too. So that's one component, but I think these names also have weak daily charts and kind of questionable businesses here. So let's talk about them. We'll walk through each one, what the street wants, what the options market's pricing, and where the real risk is sitting. So we're also comparing the implied moves side by side because there's a little wrinkle in the pricing here, and I believe it is that, well, we'll talk about it as we go here. So here's the thing. It's not really about any single name move in the tape, right? This isn't like Microsoft or NVIDIA where it's going to affect SPY or Qs, but it's more about what each one tells you about a different kind of corner of the economy. So Ross is a great read on the value-conscious consumer. So are shoppers still trading down? Are they starting to get to trade back up as inflation cooled? Are they? What are the vibes like? That's what I'm kind of looking for, Jesse. How are we feeling? Are we shopping at Walmart for for ramen, or are we pricing those Lamborghinis? That kind of thing, more or less. Flowers Foods, it's about as defensive as retail gets, right? So it's a lot of baked goods, bread, snack cakes, stuff like that. It's a pretty pure read on staples pricing power and also on private label pressure. So OSI Systems, this one's a little bit more of an outlier here. They do security screening, they do optoelectronics, and what else do they do? Healthcare imaging, right. Healthcare imaging. So they are running off a record backlog here. It's interesting to see the chart as weak as it is, but it's basically going to be a read on government and infrastructure spending. So not the consumer at all for this one. So put them together. Tonight's basically a 3-question night. Is the consumer still shopping for value? Is the staples aisle still able to pass through costs to the consumer? And is the backlog story in industrials still intact? So I'm watching all 3 lenses separately. They don't have like a ton, they don't have too much of overlap in that regard. But at the same time, they're all giving us little bit of bits of hints about the strength of the economy overall. Getting into the first one here for Ross. First off, just comparing their implied moves, OSIS, slightly bigger than the others here at 7.7. The others sitting right around that 6% move. So definitely worth trading if we do get a good read here, which we will talk about. Also, before we get into it, let's look at the times of these prints so we can be ready to go. Definitely a light day overall, but right out of the gate, we'll have ROST, so that's up first. Then after 5 minutes, we'll have Flowers, FLO, OSIS, actually also right out of the gates here. So the other ones, by the way, there are a few others, but they're incredibly small cap, and they're not worth our time. They're more likely to get us in trouble than anything else.
We don't want that.
No, we don't want to get in trouble. Also, just look at this art. It's just the saddest looking clothes store I think I've ever seen. I was a big fan of this. I told it, give me a really depressing retail store, and I think it did a good job there.
It looks like a picture of a mall, like right before it gets shut down.
Exactly. And that's kind of the vibes
last day.
It's kind of the vibes here for Ross. You can take a look here. Intraday, holding the line, but it gapped down, back tested where it was a day ago, and rejected so far. So not a great look. Starting to kind of look like this picture. Let's get into it. Whoops. So here's what's up with Ross. The street wants, well, first off, they report their second quarter fiscal 2026 results tonight, right after the close. Stock is down a little bit, like we said, sitting at right about 229. So a little bit of preprint de-risking. Nothing crazy, not like a major leak like we see sometimes. Maybe like we're seeing on Flowers there, FLO. But the street wants revenue at around 6.16 billion, which would be up roughly 11% year over year. So that's actually an acceleration from the 4.5% growth that Roth posted in the same quarter a year ago. We have EPS consensus at 1.94, $1.94, up from 23% a year ago. So it's an aggressive number there, but it is backed by Ross's own guidance on the last call. Comps up 6 to 7% there, EPS in a $1.85 to $1.93 range there, operating margin between 12.8 and 13%. So notice the street estimate is it's already sitting above the top end of that EPS guide. So basically what that's telling me is that the market is pricing in another beat and not just an inline quarter. And I'd say that Ross has probably earned that expectation. So its trailing 4-quarter average surprise is plus 10.2%. And last quarter alone, they beat by nearly 19%. So that was with revenue up to over 20% year over year as well. This is a company that's been consistently sandbagging its own guidance, which kind of adds to the mystery of why is it so heavy here? Market's really expecting this thing to do well. It has had quite a run over the past year. Let's look at the gains. It's beaten the market. It's up 22%. Yeah, still up 22%. Wanted to double check on that. Down about 10% from the highs. And I just think that this thing, it's not just about the beat, right? Because it's like we're talking about, it's kind of already priced in. So there's another thing that we're watching. It's not just the headline beat. It's whether the merchandise margin is going to hold up the way that management said it would. So they flagged the new Arizona distribution center as a tailwind for the quarter. Lower distribution costs are feeding straight into that 12.8 to 13% operating margin target. And if that DC ramp is running ahead of schedule, well, then margin could surprise to the upside, even if the top line number is only in line. So that's one thing to consider here. Here's another thing. The comp guidance was 6 to 7%. So if comps print above 7, that's Ross telling you that the trade down consumer thesis is still very much alive. Shoppers are would be telling us that shoppers are chasing value even as headline inflation cools, just showing that the compression, the stress on the consumer is still there. And you know what? I could believe it. So if comps come in under 6, then that's the first crack in a story that's been bulletproof for 2 years and counting. So we'll see if this thing still has juice in the tank, so to speak, gas in the tank. I just don't love how the chart looks. But you know me. Charts are made to be broken on earnings, right? Charts always looking back, using the information that we have to build a narrative and to express that narrative visually. Well, the thing that changes narratives is new information. When do you get new information? On earnings. We shall keep an eye on Ross here as we got 3 minutes left for the print. So to the upside, let's look at that implied move. Yeah, 6.63%. So to the upside, that would put us at roughly back where it started the week, 244 or so. To the downside, looking more like 215, 214. Yeah, what's up, Jesse?
Hey, brother.
Let's see. So we're talking Ross here, talking levels. We got 3 minutes for this guy here. I'm looking for, I would really like to see 220 tested. 222 tested. I don't know if that's might be a little.
You really are bearish on this one.
Yeah, that's why I want to see it kind of try to catch and do a fake. I want to basically see it surge below this 222, 220 level, then back test it to give us a potential entry, or maybe it just drops a little bit first when we get a little tighter entry. But in general, I am kind of leaning bearish if we do get that crack in the narrative that we were looking for there. So remember, we're looking for the consumer guidance comp, basically. It was at 6 to 7%. And basically, if the print comes in above 7, Ross is telling you that their thesis is still intact, but under 7 is where it gets, or sorry, under 6. That's where it gets a little bit sketchy. So that's coming up in 2 minutes. We're going to be trading that. Let's see. Until then, let me know when you're ready to go, but I'll just run through a little bit of flowers here because that's coming 5 minutes later. Basically, what we're looking for here, we'll keep it real simple. Can they finally grow this top line? That's what we're looking for. The part that matters is more than the headline number. The average price target on Flow has been sitting at roughly 12% over the last 3 months. Analyst sentiment sitting right at neutral, 50% buy ratings, 50 sell. It has a real pattern of missing revenue estimates over the past 2 years. So the setup isn't will they beat EPS? With disciplined cost control, it's very achievable on a low number like this 20-cent number. It's whether the top line growth is still showing up at all, or whether private label and away from home bred competition keeps eating into the volume. No pun intended. 1 minute to the print here. I'm watching ROST, but feel free to take the chart there because I know you're going to be manning the charts there.
I have it ready to go.
Awesome, great. In that case, I'm going to get ready on my side for the earnings report itself. So, Jesse, let's see. If we can switch to your chart, I'm having a little bit of a glitch where when I pull a new tab, it just takes over my whole window, which you guys might have seen. So I got to sort that out. I have
it sharing on here. Do I just need to hit add to scene?
Oh, do you have it as co-host too?
Do I need to...
There you are. Okay. All right. We need to get your name on this thing so we can see it. There it is. Perfect. And there is the bell, guys.
Oh,
there is the bell. Keep an eye out. Refreshing
showing just a little bit of bullishness, but not really. Hopefully we get a little teasing candle on up, then I can short it on down. There's a teasing candle on up.
Whoa,
look at that.
I like it. I'm not seeing numbers yet for what it's worth.
Okay.
Oh, it's dancing. It's dancing. Ted dancing. Let's see if it fades. Get on back down there. Still refreshing, still no numbers. I like that. I like that fade though.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh my goodness.
It just went up big time. Oh,
gambling every day. Every day.
Well, we only had 10 shares, so we're going to add in.
All right. So you don't want to know the numbers first? You're that bearish.
Tell me the numbers.
Well, I don't have them yet. That's why I'm sitting here watching.
I thought you had them.
I'm seeing nothing on both of my sites yet. So where are you? So
I
let's see.
am.
I'm wondering if that is not even the real move yet. How high up did it go? That? Oh wait, okay. Just got the numbers in here. Looks like a 36.4% beat on earnings per share. We have revenue at a 1.7% beat. I do not have any supplementary figures yet, so I don't have those. I don't have the specific level we were looking for there. That what was it? The comp on guidance, the guidance comp there. So as soon as I see that, I'll let you know. But until then, I'm praying for you, Jesse. I think it might work.
Thank you. I'm adding in if it will let me. Okay, cool. I've just added in. Our position now is at 231.75.
There we go. There we go. So what's that?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't like where it's at the 9. I don't
Let's
like
see.
how.
Careful if it eats the wick. Inside of you guys, there are 2 wolves. There is a Steve and there is a Jesse. So it's about which one you feed. You know, there are multiple ways to play these. I'm a coward. So you'll see me waiting for the print unless I'm very confident in any of these. There are ways to get in these after the move has happened. So I like waiting for that 9 moving average on the 1 minute chart to kind of catch up with the initial direction of the move. And then I'll look to play long if it's still inside the implied moves range. So for ROST, what do we got? We have 243 as the measured move. So really not a ton of range on this one here for me to keep on looking for a scalp in. Jesse, I'm going to wish you Godspeed on that while I talk a little bit about flowers here so we can potentially see this one here. So just wanted to finish up on the bull case and the bear case there. It's a pretty simple story here for flowers. Essentially, this is what we're looking for. Bull case is that volumes stabilize, full year guidance gets reaffirmed cleanly, and a beaten down stock with a neutral analyst base. Remember, 50-50 there gets relief on on a nice pop there, a nice relief pop. The bear case, though, kind of what I'm expecting here is that we see another top line miss and a stock that already is down double digits over 3 months on price target cuts grinds even lower towards that low 7 area. Where are we at right now? I believe our implied move is 688 to 778, but I think this one's going downtown Charlie Brown personally. So we shall see.
For flow?
For flow, FLO, and that is going to come out in 1 minute, along with OSIS. OSIS, just remember, we're looking for the backlog there. The bull case is basically if we're above the street guide, then it'll be, or if we're above that kind of implied range, the street guide could be conservative again. Kind of think that we might see that backlog conversion would be accelerating there, and we could see that push towards 249. Bear case, though, the backlog to revenue conversion is not up to snuff. If that's lagging, then which is common in these kind of defense adjacent supply chains, then this thing can give back a decent amount of room here. So be careful, be on watch for that on OSIS. That would put us at roughly that 190 to 195. I'll let you know when we get those numbers coming out.
Well, we also went short. Okay, looks like Flow just did something. We went short 50 shares for Flow. And we are short 70 shares ROST.
I love it. I love it. I like living vicariously through you, Jesse, because this scares me. But hey, at the same time, if there's ever time to do it, this is the time.
This is it, man. More than a feeling.
I like this because we get to follow our intrusive thoughts on here and click some buttons, and then when inevitably it doesn't always work, we get to talk about how we can manage that risk too. So remember, guys, as always, we're trading with our Trade the Pool accounts. This is a prop account, so we're not going to be crying too hard if it goes against us. That also means that, just not financial advice. Take this with a grain of salt because we sure are. But it's a lot of fun to kind of speculate on these smaller ones, and that's the name of the game, right? Speculation. We are at the turn of the minute there, still waiting for this print.
Still waiting. Looks like Flow is down to 675 now. We're in profit with Flow just a little bit.
It should be a short.
Is not helping me very much, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit trickier. The good news is we're close to the implied move, but it's not really showing any cracks here now, is it?
It's not.
Pretty tough. Pretty tough short there. Speculation. Let's see. Tuna's saying, Steve, if you're scared, take the first trade on demo. Yeah, well, I just only trade earnings on demos unless they're stocks. Here's my thing. So if it's a regular momentum trade where, okay, we break out and then we're back testing into the moving average, we're catching, it's still inside that implied move, then I can take it. But otherwise, I just like watching the show. I like watching the fireworks. Otherwise, the only setup I really take very often is on high quality names that I'm very comfortable with. If they get hammered and find support on a long-term resting level, then I will just hoover up some shares and, keep it nice and chill there. Let's see. Trying to find them flow earnings. Still not seeing anything. These names a little bit slower sometimes because there's just not that big interest. Okay, we have OSIS in. We have mixed report. Beat on earnings, missed on revenue. So on the EPS, we got a beat there, coming in at $3.78 versus the $3.77 estimate. So the minorest beat ever. Revenue, okay, so a little decent miss, an 8% miss here. Sales came in at $484 million versus the estimate of $529. So it's an 8.61% miss and minus 4% on the year. The stock itself, let's see. Stock itself is down. So I was expecting down on all of these.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So down on OSIS looks right. Down on FLO, correct?
Yes.
The one that we jumped into. Well, you jumped into.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can give it to me. It's fine. It's fine, brother. I'll take it. I did it. You didn't.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. So what I do see on ROST is it came up, it tagged the bullish cam pivot targets, tagged the daily high from yesterday as well. Interesting to see where it's kind of stalling. I don't know if it's going to be a double top here or if this is very strong, but it is very strong so far. But I'm watching its first tap with the 9-minute moving average, currently sitting at 236.50. 236.50 there.
Yeah, and it definitely has. It's definitely hitting its head up here. It could pop up, I'm sure, but it's hitting its head at this 240 mark.
Apparently, we got a Ross stan in the house. Tacitus likes Ross a lot here. Says they're a genius business model. It actually cares about the people. I like that. I don't know if it sounds. Is that bullish? Is that bullish to care about
bullish
people?
To me, if you care about people, I guess. I mean,
it's
in
bullish.
one sense, it means that somebody subjectively likes the company. Right? But it doesn't necessarily mean your stock is going to go up.
Right. When I think about being generous, being nice, I don't think about making a ton of money.
Right.
But if there's a way to do both. I mean, Ross seems to be threading the needle so far. I didn't know that it's not a big old greedy corp, but that's nice to see. There's a few of them out there. Like I like Costco. Costco's good vibes. They treat their workers well. You get good hours, good pay, good incentive to move up in the company. I'm a fan. But does that mean the market likes them? Only if they're selling gold bars that they bought for super cheap, then the market likes them. So I'm interested to see how Costco does here with the recent runs in gold and silver. Today, having a hard time. And that is interesting to me. So I'm getting off track there. But, but yeah, Ross here, we're still hanging out. It's actually holding its 5-minute moving average, which is only you only see that on very aggressive moves. So I don't know. Let's find out.
Is your thought here bullish? It sounds like you've kind of flipped a little from what we thought or what the original thesis to now. You're thinking this looks pretty strong from the bullish side?
We've had a kind of whirlwind 10 minutes here. I still want to go back and look for more commentary on the Ross charts now Ross earnings now that it's kind of filtering in here. So it seems like a very strong beat. It seems like great execution and improving margins. You have store expansion underway. It seems like they're ticking a lot of boxes here. I want to see some more specific numbers. So let me find those for you, and then we'll check back in with our thesis.
All right. Sounds good. I don't want to do anything then just yet because we're not going anywhere at the moment unless this thing takes off. Like right now?
Looking kind of strong. So the 5-minute moving average right there, that was like the first test, right? So it could drop to the 9. It could even drop to the 21-minute and still be holding that in momentum, that uptrend. When you see the 5 hold that strongly, a little bit worrisome if you're on the short side. So you could put a stop through the high a day. You could just close your eyes and pray. You could start shopping at Ross if it doesn't work. There's a lot of options here.
I won't have any money to shop at Ross if this doesn't work.
Fair enough. Let's see. I do have some more numbers here, so let's see. We were looking for those. Let's see. We were looking for a few specific numbers. So first off, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me actually find the actual line in here instead of trying to save a few seconds.
I don't like the movement of this. I don't care for how it's so slow.
Well, it looks like sellers are drying up to me. Looks like volume is dropping off because there's nobody left to get rid of their Ross shares until the shorts start getting squeezed here. So we shall see what happens. But I in general, this usually wants to press up. So we were watching, by the way, is for the comparable store sales. Oh, come on, roll over.
Diamond hands, baby.
I want you to print. It's just a tough pattern here. If we get a little fake move up and then we lose that last pop, then we could be talking about a rising wedge here. I hope that's what we're seeing, but definitely very tight. So we were looking for those comparable store sales numbers. We wanted to see whether it was either above 7 or below 6. It's 627. Of course, your favorite numbers.
There it is. We had to do it once tonight.
But we were looking for this. Sorry, I swear it was a jump scare. I didn't want to say it either. It just was right in front of me there. So we were looking for a little more definition on this, either above the 7 to be clearly bullish or below the 7 to be clearly bearish there. I think it's good enough, and I think the other kind of key takeaways are carrying it. And those are, well, a couple here. So first off, looks like operating margin expanded, quite nicely there, above the company's planned 130 to 150 BPS it was 205 BPS year over year. So nice increase there. And what else do we got? We have comparable sales growth it was mostly driven by the customer traffic, supported by both new customers, but also by higher engagement from existing customers. So that always sounds good. They opened 47 stores during Q2. I didn't know they were opening stores. That's awesome. Wow. Raised its full year opening plan to 115 locations. So a few other notes. This is a company that repurchased 1.4 million shares for $319 million during the quarter, and it remains on track for about $1.3 billion in fiscal year 26 buybacks. A little bit of commentary here from their management. They're saying, we achieved stellar sales and earnings growth in the second quarter. Our performance was fueled by our compelling merchandise offerings, engaging marketing initiatives, and continued enhancements to the in-store experience. So pretty decent. And they see Q3 sales growth of 6 to 7% there as well. So not too shabby. And is it still holding the line? Yeah, it's still holding on in there.
Holding the line. Yep. Yepola.
Yes, sir. So
my flow short was good though. Made about $25. It's going to be nullified by this ROST trade, but
that one, it's got a decent leg on it there. I mean, what did we get? I think we're over the expected move. Let's find out. Yeah, we got over the expected move at 8.7% at the lows there. Currently kind of pinned to its expected move. So that might be all she wrote on flow. Meanwhile, the one we didn't trade, OSIS, also quite heavy. We'll see if it can hold that 199. That's the first stop. Otherwise, I think 195, 190 is possible. But this is a decent move already. So maybe this is kind of achieved enough already, at least for intraday. That being said, if 199 cracks, 195, 190 is where I'm looking. I heard something
clicking. In, baby. We're going in. Why
going
not?
Short? Yeah, it's the only one we didn't play. All right, we're all short today.
So we're going to play it. We're short.
Awesome.
Of course, now it comes back up. We're already down $70
on OSIS.
Yep.
How many shares are we in?
50.
Well, let's go, baby. Let's see if we can get that continuation. But let's hope. Let's pray.
It's going to need to go down a lot more.
So we would be looking for basically the implied move overshoot to kind of continue and be kind of like a gamma squeeze to the south side there, to the downside. I don't think this one has much options volume, so maybe not a gamma squeeze so much. It's just the momentum trade. But interesting
We're in profit
Interesting
now.
seeing this weakness through the 200. So we could be seeing just outsized move. And I'm going to look for some more commentary on why it may be so weak here. Also, a wide spread here at 196.96 to 201. So be very, very careful if anyone wants to be a degen like Jesse here. Tacitus just mentioning on Ross. Think about how those mobs of people have been robbing the S out of big corporations, greedy corporations. Ross is here, fair prices, socially responsible, tons of inventory. So, have we been seeing mobs looting corporates? I've been keeping up on my looting news apparently, but yeah, I guess Ross, maybe they steered clear of that because people, I don't know, like their stuff a little more. I haven't heard anybody talking mess about Ross, I will say, and I know I haven't been in a long time, but I remember everything was very, very reasonably priced, and the workers were they seemed very happy for being retail workers. So I don't know, maybe they treat them well. That'd be good. Doc saying no juice. Sometimes the trade are weeks before or after the earnings. Well, absolutely, and that's what you see. We're kind of trying to make this as entertaining as possible with what we have today. It's not the biggest gamut, so you can catch some moves, but like Talk says, we do have other playbooks for these earnings as well. I did a webinar on how to play the run up as well as how to play the follow through, the after. So Jesse, sometimes you'll see a really nice lead up move to it. I know you're glued to that Ross trade there. It's going barcoding you there.
It is. It does look like a barcode. It's taunting me.
I hope it cracks because then we can be 3 for 3 here on our shorts. That'd be fun if we got the full reversal.
Sweet. If we can crack here below the 9 and then the 20 moving average on my screen and the purple line, that would be kind of nice. Maybe just go back to VWAP. That'll get us some profit and it'll be good.
Purple line, you so fine. Come on, bring it on downtown. Is that what moving average is that purple there?
That is a 20 moving average.
20. I like it. Awesome. Yeah, slow sesh for you too, Michael. Yeah, I don't know why I keep calling you Michael today. You're not in trouble, I swear.
B-Rider.
Mike's saying we're doing the tea party again. Round the people up and toss the tea in the harbor. Well, it is wild. Not to get too soapboxy here, but man, it's kind of wild. Isn't it, Michael? Isn't it, Michael? Isn't it wild to see the people actually engaged in this voting cycle so far? I'm seeing more on my timeline, more on the news than I have in quite a while. People are all riled up over the elections so far, at least. So interesting to see a lot of upsets as well. Florida in particular, I forget her name, Angie somebody. Basically, we have another. It's like that the George Bush meme. It's like we have another DSA win hitting the tower. It's they just keep cleaning up, and it's wild to see them beating the third way style corporate Democrats. So I mean, what you guys are saying is being echoed in the polls. The voters are saying we're done with this corporate lobbying BS. We don't want politicians who represent big business. We want politicians that represent their constituents, and that's exciting to see. Even if you don't like one side or the other, I'm for what benefits the people. So if the people are excited, if the people are getting what they want, then hey, I say we try it out. But if not, we're gonna dump some tea in some harbors.
I'd be fine with dumping tea in harbors. I think, unfortunately, I think the idea of getting rid of the lobbyists is so near impossible for any side. It doesn't matter what side you like. You like this side, you like that side. The problem is the lobbyists, man, they're just not going to go away. And they're the ones that really dictate what happens. Big pharma, big business, big corporation, all that big stuff, right? Like this big military industrial complex, all of that. Like they're the ones that have the pocketbooks. They're the ones that are the loudest. They're the meanest. And they're just not going to sit down. So, yeah, I mean, I think you got to throw some tea in the harbors.
I mean, here's the thing, Jesse. When I was younger, when I was a young warthog back in the day, back in my local punk scene, I was in a punk band. Old Steve was an anarchist for a while until he read some books. Steve read some books, realized, governance is a good thing. Actually, my biggest op is not the government. My biggest op is a weak government, and more importantly, who the weak government lets make decisions, and that's private interests, like you're talking about, through the lobbying, through super PACs, through stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe old me wanted to burn it all down. Old me wanted to French Revolution this bad boy, throw some tea in the harbor. New me, I like reform. I want to institute change via policy. But we
Sure.
are at this friction point where it's like, how much can be done inside the system? I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
What I see
you
this
know, the
cycle as is the big test, the stress test of that, right? Because like the
yeah,
people are
yeah,
clearly showing what they want, and if it still isn't able to translate into policy that affects us in a meaningful way, well, then
yeah,
we might have some tea to throw. I don't know. I don't know.
absolutely.
That
I mean,
Tacitus,
the
Mhm.
current OSIS dropping. The
Let's go,
current
baby.
administration, they were all supposedly in word. You know, they were against the swamp. They were against the big
Uh-huh.
this and the big that. But the truth is, at the end of the day, I mean, all I see are a bunch of lobbyists getting their way. And then if you flip to the other
Yeah,
party, they're doing the same thing over there. So that's why I'm just an equal opportunist. People can get
it's
mad at me for
fair.
saying one bad thing about one side, but hey, I'm willing to say bad about both.
Yeah, I'm with you. All I hear is small talk coming from middlemen. That's all I hear. Who's that? I
Right.
think that's a J. Cole line. And here's the thing: Trump said he was draining the swamp. Then he went ahead and literally created a swamp in the reflecting pool. So you tell me. I don't know what that means. It seems like the universe has a funny sense of humor. Do both sides do it? Yes. Is one side throwing people in camps and not exercising due process? Yes. So we will see where the chips fall. But what I'm interested in is how this actually opens up a lot of opportunities in the market. It's going to be very interesting to see as we get what I'm seeing as regime change. What is this going to mean for the market? What stocks are going to start working? What sectors get reopened up that were kind of off limits, no touching under Republican, governance here? So if that flips, you might see you might see a little more red in the market. I will say that the markets will probably throw a tantrum if they don't get, you know, you will get what they're looking for. But in the long term, I don't know. I feel like what's the character in Doctor Strangelove? I'm just like I'm not worried about it anymore. Either things get better or we all go the way of the dinosaur anyway. So
Right. Right.
let's see what we get. Farm Trader HOWL all in long. Okay, well, I don't condone that, but let's take a look at that chart. HOWL, fun ticker. Werewolf Therapeutics, Howl. I love that. That's so fun. Wow, look at it go too. Jesse, are you seeing this on HOWL there?
No, I'm trying to get
Yeah,
out of a trade.
that's a sweater candle. Look what they did to you there. That red into the big green, and then they're washing it out.
Oh my gosh.
That's gnarly. So these thinly traded ones can be tough. Howl
Yeah.
at the
So
moon.
thinly traded.
Oh, Michael's getting rowdy. He's getting antsy. He's on his troll account. Be
Oh, is
aware,
it?
Jesse. We're gonna get
Rock
troll. Yeah, he's
the
on the
moon?
Jamie Slater.
Howl at the moon. All
Howl at
right.
the moon. Werewolf pharmaceutical or therapeutics. That's so fun. 83%. So guys, we gotta create an ETF of all of the most fun named tickers. We got Howl in there. We got Fang for Diamondback Energy. We got what else? We got a bunch of fun ones. All of the themed ETFs are fun. Hot, cold. What is it? Boil, cold. Those are fun. What else? I don't know, man. I don't know. We got. Oh,
ROST
look
is
at that.
so boring. It literally doesn't want to go above 239s, 240, but it just is taunting me with my enormous loss that I have going on with it right now.
Oh man, yeah, and it tried to air out and then just caught again at that prior range low. So I think this is tightening. I think they're running out of shares of people to sell short. I don't think there's many of you left, Jesse. I think that you're
Steve, I get
you're a
the
dying
feeling
breed
you're
here.
quite enjoying my demise right now. I get the
I
feeling
would
chat. Don't
never.
you feel it? Every time
No, no.
chat, every time Steve brings up my trade here, I hear him snicker. Do you guys hear it too? Because I'm
I think that must.
catching some snide remarks here from Mr. Steve-O.
Jesse, your audio setup's usually so good. It's so weird that you're having this interference that's causing you to hear things that didn't happen. I don't know what's going on there. First off, I think you're going to make some money on this. Why? Because it's easy to say because I'm not in it. Second off, I would never wish against any trade that you are in, or anybody on the team, or anybody in the chat. That being said, if one was to FOMO into a trade and then it didn't work out, I would say that maybe it would be a learning opportunity and a teachable moment for the rest of us. That being said, I'd be a real jerk if I were to bet against you there. So I want it to die. And that's just all in good fun, of course.
Thank you. I'm always willing to learn. You're a great teacher too, so I'm always wanting to learn from my mistakes.
Look, other Steve is feeling for you, so I'm just evening out there, you know? You got half of the Steve support.
Yeah, I do. I have there's half a Steve on tonight's show.
Honestly, that's a good amount of Steve. You don't really want a full Steve. That's like more than your daily serving of Steve. It's too much. You know? Like probably like half of I don't know why people would listen to me all day. That's crazy to me. I love you guys, but that's too much Steve for Steve, to be honest.
Well, Steve, I think I'm going to get out of this trade. I think I'm just going to call this one a loss.
Oh, but it's so close to
losing more.
Yeah, it's so close to being an even more teachable moment. Well, I don't look. Of course, I'm forecasting, I'm speculating. When I think that this ascending triangle has volume drying up and it will break out to the top, it could be a failed wedge. It could be, hey, brick wall, and all it could take is one bad thing on earnings. What I'm saying is that most gamblers quit right before they strike it huge. The very last trade.
Lose more. Or they lose a lot more. I have one boat left. I guess I'll lose this boat too.
Hey, if you got a boat, you're doing all right. A boat in this economy? Let's see. What would you feel about, you could put a stop over it and then let it prove you wrong, or
can you put a stop on in the aftermarket? I'm totally lost with that.
I'm so spoiled. I haven't traded in quite a while on my trade. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I've been scalping shares in one that does allow me to. That's a great question. Never go full Steve. That's a good question. That's a hurtful thing to say, but it's accurate. Oh man.
Oh,
Tacitus.
Somebody in chat says Snickers and ice cream.
Snickers.
I like Reese's peanut butter cups in ice cream, like custard. Like if I'm bad and that's the vice for me. It's peanut butter cup and ice cream.
I'm with you, because you got the peanut butter and then you got the ice cream to balance it out. So it's like not too rich. Well, it's very rich, but it's got like the creaminess, the coolness, the denseness of the peanut butter, and just that flavor bomb. This is my thing. I almost got in a fight with my girlfriend about this. We're about to start throwing plates. Just go. Wow. I was gonna leave her because she likes marshmallow in her chocolate and she likes milk chocolate. She likes milk chocolate and marshmallow, and I cannot abide by that. What say you, Jesse?
Milk. So marshmallows in your chocolate?
Marshmallows in my chocolate I can't do. Rocky Road, get the heck out of here. But milk chocolate in particular, I need something really good in that milk chocolate.
Well, I mean, like growing up, I did hot chocolate and marshmallows, and that worked. Okay, so if I'm doing a s'more Sandalot edition, I'll go ahead and do chocolate and marshmallow and graham cracker, which has been probably 20 years since I've done that.
Classic.
But that's classic, right? But you're saying, like, if she's sitting there just eating a bar of chocolate, she's grabbing marshmallows too? Is that what you mean?
She's done that, and it's insane work for me. It was, get this. It was a watermelon flavored marshmallow. They have those. Maybe I'm just like not a marshmallow guy. This was disgusting to me. I don't know. Am I in the, all right, guys, am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong, but I could not abide by that. I was... Obviously, I don't actually care, but it
wants to know. What the chat wants to know, Steve-O, is, Steve, how long have you been with said girl? And when are wedding bells going to ring?
Oh, that's the other question. Well, we have been getting more serious. She's amazing. One of these days, she'll pop on stream. But
have you guys been together a long time? I'm not going to ask any more specifics beyond that on here. I won't.
A year and 3 months. You can ask away. I'm an open book, Jesse. I'm an open book.
In that case.
All right, let's get into it, guys. We got half an hour left. This is like what was it, Loveline? Remember that show?
Yeah, I did.
You're old like me, Jesse. You remember Loveline? Back when Dr. Drew wasn't a stooge. Oh man. Let's see. It looks like she is the only normal person in the relation. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. And I tell her that too. And this is what I told Alejandra. I said, "You're looking for a trader. You're looking to be with a trader. That's insane. I'm looking to be with somebody who has no interest in the markets, who is a normal, sane person. Look at it go. There's the ascending triangle volume drying up, popping till it just don't stop. And I'm sorry, Jesse. You should have.
I told you I needed to get out of this. Like, another learning moment, another learning. I'm getting out of it now.
That is what I sound like too. I'm so sorry. Don't you hate it when somebody does an impression of you and they just nail it? And of course, Jesse, your impressions very good.
Yeah.
That
really wasn't you. Duh, that wasn't you. That wasn't your voice. I'll work on a Steve impression. Actually, that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm decent at impressions, so I'll go ahead and work on them. Man, this is still killing me. I got to stop distracting me. I got to get out of this trade. It's killing me. This one's destroying me.
Oh, you're still in it. I'm so sorry.
I'm still in it.
You're still in it.
Still going.
Well, if the volume, here's the thing. The big candle you saw, it was people doing exactly that. It was shorts getting liquidated, just surging through because there were no buyers or no sellers left. And then all of a sudden, the buyers, they said, all right, well, if we can't get any more at this price, we'll start bidding it up. As they do that, stops on the short side, they get cooked. All of a sudden, you have two cohorts of the market, both buying at the same time on very tight tape. And that is what you would consider a VCP, a volatility contraction pattern there on a short time frame. And that is what you would consider a mess. What is that? Is it just barcoding back and forth and back and forth and back and forth?
This is flow. I'm going to get out of flow too. We had a little win in flow. It doesn't matter. We completely nullified. Completely nullified by the ROST trade.
Jesse, I feel so bad because I think this is the first time I'm sensing just the tiniest hint of maybe legitimate bummed outness, because you usually take it with such in stride so nicely. I feel legitimately bad because that's like the kind that sucks the most too, where you're just sitting there waiting. Maybe not. Maybe she loves me not. And then boom, giant candle. You're like, oh, that was the payoff.
So here's what we're gonna do, Steve. 100 shares to the upside. We're going the other way.
Don't do it, Jesse. You're gonna summon the biggest red candle, and I'm gonna feel so bad. I hope it works. Again, we are doing this for you because we care, so you can either have entertainment or learn or share some dopamine with us if it does.
Are you not entertained?
Exactly. Jesse's over here spray painting his mouth silver.
Let's go.
Witness me. Look, it's working.
It's working.
By gosh,
such a topping point here. This is stupid. We're at such a topping point.
So, guys, this is Trade the Pool, where we execute 100% right 100% of the time. You will never see us miss a trade. You will always hear us brag about it. You will see us delete all the tweets that don't go our way, because that's what we do here, right, Jesse? No. We're giving you the real deal. This is what it looks like to have fun. Let's be honest.
There it goes.
Have fun.
Look at it
and
go,
that's
baby.
fun. You can't say it's not fun. We like to have a good time.
There it goes. Look at it go. It's going more.
I feel like
Jesse,
I feel like that's amazing. First off, I feel like I'm the responsible parent, and I'm trying to be like not be a stick in the mud and be like, haha, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, ice cream for dinner is fun. But we can't do this every night, right, kids? Because that would be bad. We'd get tummy aches. And you're over here like, long. I do love it because from a momentum perspective, you do have to kind of be reactive like this, right? You have to say, hey, we had an idea. It didn't work. All right, now it's going in our direction. Like Talk says, though.
I'm going to start. Talk, I see it. I'm going to start trimming. I'm going to take 50. We're going to
Talk.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Look, Talk's being bad cop for me, and I need that. You know, I don't want to be a bummer. I don't want to be the stick in the mud.
Profit off it, baby. Yeah,
we're back, baby.
We're back. See, that's what you got to do. My original thesis was wrong. Should have gotten out earlier. Should have just went the other way.
Well, for next time, what we can say is that we did identify the ascending triangle, that volume dry up, right? So for next time, here's the thing: it may not have paid today, but it can pay next time. Yep. And here's the thing, guys in chat, you didn't get hurt from this, but you sure can make money from it next time. When you see the same pattern, you know what it's telling you. And this is my big thing, Jesse. I'm not really a pattern trader so much as I'm a concepts trader. Sorry, let me take this off the screen, by the way. For anybody, I totally forgot to address this. Farm Trader saying you can on the phone app, 24-hour stop works. Interesting, because I remember doing it, and that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't want to say it until I had some confirmations. That's enough for me. Thanks for the shout out there, Farm Trader, by the way. So here's the thing, guys. Patterns, they can break, they can be good, but here's the thing. The concept underneath is more important. So then when a pattern doesn't play out, you know what is actually happening. So usually a pattern like this, it is like we said, it's accumulation, it's a very strong move, and then you have volume drying up. So there's less and less shares traded at a given level at that ROST, what was it? ROST at, I gotta look here. Want to make sure. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's the 239 level, right into this round number. You'll often see that kind of the 239, 240. And it's basically sellers sitting there holding the line. Every time price goes up, they're selling some, but they're a passive seller. You can think about them as like a big old, like a big block, right? It's a big block. And each time it comes up, they take a little of that supply. The buyers take a little bit of that supply. It gets weaker and weaker and weaker, just kind of like a rubber band stretching and stretching and stretching more and more. So what we're watching for is the volume to dry up. And when we see the volume pick up, we would like to see that surging up and through. This is what would be expected because we have a big move and then there's just no more buyers or no more sellers left here. Then the only reason that you would sell is if, well, how would I put this? I guess you just, how do I put this?
I say, Steve, I got to ask you this.
Yeah. Help me out here. Bring me in.
So when you're talking about the buyers and the sellers, I'm looking at level 2, buyers, sellers, bid and the ask. And then I'm also, of course, I'm looking at the candles. I'm seeing what they're doing. I knew pretty much right away that was not going to be a good trade. The first trade that I took here with ROST, I was like, this is not going to go my way, most likely. This isn't coming back. It does look strong. But when you're talking about the buyers and the sellers, you're ascertaining that from level 2, correct? Right? Isn't that what you're doing?
It's mostly vibes, Jesse. The level 2 is great. Level 2 is great. Basically, so I'm looking for the volume and I'm looking for the reaction. So I'm looking for the effort and the follow through, basically. Okay.
Volume so being down below or volume profile, like the stuff you do from the side, like the side thing, the sidebar.
I like both, but for this example, the volume profile wouldn't tell us too much because it's kind of visually intuitive already that we see at the 240 level. That's going to be our point of control, right? That's going to be our high volume node. And just we can also, if you'd like, we can put it up on my screen and I can show you that as well. But the important part is that essentially it is compression at a key level. More price acceptance gets built up there as shares trade hands from short-term scalpers who just caught that move off of the open. They trade those to the longer term investors who are taking their sweet time. They're boomers. They got to get their reading glasses, put them on, read the fine print there, and they say, oh, wow, look at the results. This is a great company. It's still doing well. It's on sale here. It was dipping into the earnings. I'm going to smack that ask button. I'm going to smack that buy. As they push the price through that prior level of resistance, think about it like this, Jesse. It was balanced, right? It was balanced at that 240 level. The balance was between the short-term buyers and the longer-term sellers. Longer-term sellers said, hey, we just got a nice pop up. I'll sell some into this that I have from lower. The buyers are saying, hey, we're not done though. So the buyers, the short-term ones, they kind of they take the baton, they run it up, and then where they're probably saying, wow, I just got a nice return and now price is stalling, I got to lock some in. Who's buying those shares? It's the guys who are going to hold for longer. Right? So that's price acceptance and that's the volume dry up that you look for. And basically you can look for this on an earnings play. You can look for this on a longer term chart too. But it's going to basically be the whole, I'm explaining the visual side of what happens when supply runs out, essentially. When demand outpaces supply and you're getting new cohorts of demand, then that's what surges through the prior level because it was at a balance between the guys playing in the weeds. Now the big boys are coming in saying, oh, we got the news we needed to load in. And they're going to be buying dips. They're going to be supportive flows. So those guys are pushing it up. And then the second thing that's pushing it up is, people exiting their shorts. And some of them flipping long like you. So there's 3 cohorts. of
Yeah.
people pushing up. Farm Trader saying GY waking up. We can take a look at GY. It is waking up. GY, would you look
We're
at
on
that?
my screen, Steve, if you want to switch
Oh
over to
yeah,
yours.
I forgot I'm semi-producer today. Apologies there.
Ayush is not with us right now.
Oh, Ayush deserves a break, but I do
He
miss him
does.
already. So GY. So we are into the bearish targets here. We're trying to reclaim. So it's a little oversold, right? A little oversold. But let's be real. Cam pivots, they don't matter all that much on these high flyers, these small caparoons. So what we got up here is the big point of control up at 207. It'd be really nice to see a kind of surge, a failed breakdown into a nice squeeze back up to that level of interest. Can we get it though? Well, let's look at what we might look for. So this is the first area of interest that we're going to be bopping our head into there. This 163 to 168. I'm going to draw that out here, and often it will align with the wicks of a prior closing candle on the daily. So actually a little bit higher, it looks like. And going into the pre-market highs or lows, I think, from a few days ago. So when we draw out these levels, I like to kind of conceptualize what is here. What is at each of these levels? In the same way that, yeah, patterns are cool and all, but I want to know the why, not just what the pattern does. Because otherwise, Jesse, you can kind of become like a... Are you familiar with the term cargo cultist?
No, I am not.
Okay, so this is there's something called a cargo cult, and this is like
Is that
if
like
you're on
6'7"?
Sure,
Keep going.
sure.
Keep going.
It's like
Keep going.
my brain just broke there. All right.
Sorry.
So what a cargo cult
Real
is, Jesse, if we were on uninhabited island or unexplored island, right? Like somewhere where other people hadn't kind of found our tribe yet, we would have no experience with the outside world. Say we're in, some super remote corner of the world. The first thing we see from the outside world is a plane. A plane goes across and something drops out of it. And, it's a bad bag fell out of it, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, if that fell on our island, we wouldn't know what the hell it was, but we sure as hell would be worshiping it. And we would probably assume that, oh, let's retrace our steps. Let's figure out what we were doing on that day when this thing fell out of the sky from the giant metal bird in the sky, because that's our new god. And whatever they sent down is a gift to us. And we got to recreate this so they can kind of bring the bounties again. And, basically that's how a lot of old religions work. But the thing is that you don't really understand what you're seeing. So you're tied to the outcome, and you're kind of feeling around in the dark, trying to figure out what caused this reaction, what caused this crazy thing to happen, what caused GY to go from 160 to 250, to $3. Oh geez, keeps going up to, oh my goodness gracious, to $4. So yeah, what caused that? It wasn't. Well, I guess I'm speaking a little bit. I don't know for a fact. I'm pretty sure it wasn't God doing this. I'm pretty sure this was a method of liquidity and a function of mechanics, right? So the whole idea is we got to identify what is going on before we know how to kind of trade that. The easy part is seeing a pattern and saying, oh, I buy this, I sell this. It's much more valuable to say what concepts are being applied when this pattern plays out. Another example for that is a cup and handle. So when you have a big cup and handle, what are you kind of seeing? If we look at the forever chart on gold, one of the most beautiful cups and handles you will ever see in your life. I mean,
is it a gold cup?
Gold cup all day long. It is. It's gold everything. All gold everything. It's gold, Jerry. It's gold. What you see. This is a very common pattern for a reason, because it shows expansion. This is just price discovery. Gold is moving on up. It was an amazing gold run there from basically 2025 all up into 2012 or so. So what we see there, price just expanding, just keeps going as long as there's somebody buying at a higher price, they will keep delivering a higher price until somebody says, hey, this is enough. This does not match up with the fundamentals. That can go on for far longer than anybody can expect. The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And the reason behind that little anecdote is because, well, they're squeezing those that are offside. That's a method of that, right? So the whole point is that, okay, straight move up here, then finally we find a balance. Finally, it's up to a point where somebody's with enough size is willing to step in and say, I will be the wall that's going to stop this thing. If there's finally an imbalance, bulls will keep trying until they kind of say, okay, enough is enough. like I said, the short-term traders, they get out. The longer-term traders say, hey, enough is enough. This is too much. We're going to short this thing significantly, right? So you get almost a 50% short there. So what do we kind of see? We see big expansion up. We see big pullback. Then what do we see? We see price drying up. We see volume drying up. Then this is very important. Where does the volume pick back up? Where does the volume pick back up? You see that jolt in volume where it starts breaking above the average? It's at the bottom of this cup. So this is where the tide kind of changes, right? And this is where the start of the cup forms. So now we have big expansion up, a correction, usually within 50% of the initial impulse move up. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The step down was on low volume. Look at this.
Yeah.
So we have high volume here, correlated, see, with that big move. We have low volume here, correlated with that move. See how bullish that is? Up, lots of participants. Down, really not that much action. So that's that effort versus result, right? So the bulls, they showed themselves, and boy, did they get a result. The bears, they it's kind of just a drift down. It's kind of just like a mean reversion. So now you find the buyers again, and that's showing a continuation. The same buyers that stepped in here, they want more. And you'll see that. Now you look for this, you can see the green accumulation. All of the bars that are above average are working in our favor. All of the red bars, just about, they're inconsequential. So this is, again, just a longer term example of what happens when you get range expansion, a correction, and now we're retesting a breakout. So up, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Now we're testing. Here, very important, you watch, again, this cohort, this chunk. So in here, what we see, again, sellers, very underwhelming, buyers, very dominant when they show up. So all of this is to say, like, what is the concept that's kind of playing out here? This is the anatomy of how price accepts higher, finds acceptance higher, if that kind of makes sense. And it's one of the easiest patterns to kind of understand intuitively, because, hey, whereas when we're going up here, if we were just in a big range, right, then you would assume we go back to where it started. The fact that it didn't, hit a hotkey, opened up something there. Okay, the fact that it didn't, we're forming a new range. So, okay, we can take this exact same concept and we can then apply it to this smaller range that is formed here. And this is how a handle is constructed. It's taking the same move and it's putting it, it's fractalizing it in the smaller kind of area here. So this is just, you'll see this if you look at 1 minute candles. You'll see this if you look at these 3-month quarterly candles. But you always look for these patterns, because it doesn't matter what time frame it's on. It will lead to explosive moves if you find this kind of action. So sorry, I know that was a big old.
No, that's great. That's great.
Awesome.
I enjoy it.
So just think about the why behind the that the why and the how behind the what, if that makes sense.
Sure. No, that's good. Good stuff.
Let's see. We got some cool comments here. Giving us some inside information. Not really, but U.S. intends to secure the Venezuelan cache of metals, especially gold. Well, there's a lot of interesting stuff with gold. I actually think I want to do a webinar on it, a full feature on it, because there is a lot of interesting stuff. Afoot here. I think China, they're going to be a big buyer. I think they have been a big buyer and will continue to be. I want to watch how the talks with Xi and Trump go as well. Bronze Hand's asking what time frame this is. This is a quarterly chart. So each candle is 3 months long. We're looking at all the way back from 2020 or 2005 all the way. And I would not shut up about this thing when it was in this pattern. I was like, this is guys, just don't look at anything else. Just watch this chart every single day. When it breaks this pattern, just buy full port. I literally did. Now it's been a while, so I can say I literally full ported.
Wow.
I literally full ported.
Did you do pretty well? It sounds like you saw it before it happened.
Yeah, I was in it. Let's see. Where was I in? We can find the old lines. It's probably going to be on GC. I was accumulating, in this handle here. I did not accumulate prior to this handle because I was not trading. But in here, this gnarly washout, when it started to come out off the bottom, I started buying. And then I was a big buyer on the break of 20,000. And then every time it back tested 20,000, I just added.
Wow.
It didn't start as a full port position. Did not start as a full port position. It wasn't full. It was. I think it was like 70% of my port at one point. It was ridiculously concentrated. But you know what? I just channeled my inner drunken Miller there, and just said, "Hey, make hay while the sun shines." It was the only chart that I was like, I literally don't see how I'm wrong. I don't see how I'm wrong. And I only got one of those the whole year, One of those the whole year. That was it.
Sure.
But that's all you need. So you take one, just slam dunk, bangaroony trade there. This year, if I had to say one, it was probably Microsoft. It was just so easy in some ways and so painful in others. And usually the easiest trades in retrospect are the hardest to buy into, right? So I was a buyer down here just because Microsoft was too cheap and it was a mega cap. And I didn't sell here, and I felt like a real jackass. But then I did buy a bunch more under this 380 level is where I was accumulating. And you better believe this first day up, I said, "Oh, not again. I'm out a quarter." And then another gap up. As I was trimming each of these 3 days, and I was all out by then. So I missed the very top. I don't even care.
Yeah, but you did. So, you got it going back up though. So that's what
you don't sell going down on Microsoft. You say either Microsoft recovers or the world is ending. It's one or the two. One of the two. Let's see.
Nigel agreed with you.
About what? I don't even know.
Microsoft.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Microsoft is it's Microsoft. What are you gonna do? And I feel like we're seeing a similar thing here with Netflix. What are you gonna do? Not buy Netflix?
Yeah.
So another green day today. I just want one red day. To get me in on the 9 moving average. I was in and then out for a 2.5% gain, like a jabroni. I'd be up 5.5 if I just stuck with the trade. Instead, bought off here and I just sold the very next morning for a little over 2%. Like a clown.
Where do you think Netflix is headed, Steve? I've traded Netflix.
200-day. I call this the date with the 200-day. And you'll see this all the time where if a stock is high quality, but it just gets ripped down, just heavily sold into momentum for whatever reason. There's a lot of weirdness with Netflix in the deal, which was just terrible for them. It is so weird seeing a stock just going down and down and down and down and down on a deal potentially being on the table, and the deal goes off and they gap up. It's like, the hell? Why were they in this in the first place? It's like, just stop messing up your own stuff, Netflix. So what you get is way oversold, usually into a major prior area of interest. So actually, for this one, we got the major move up to the 200-day. We didn't even tap in with this prior swing high. So on the daily, what do we have? Big move up, and it's like reaching, finally finds a seller, comes back down, gets picked up by algorithms. Algorithms are still buying. This was when the indices were having a hard time. Yeah, this was March with the Strait of Hormuz news, and we can overlay SPY on top of it. Look at that. SPY started going down right as Netflix went up. So this is really important, Jesse, because basically what was happening is it was acting as a lifeboat, as a safety raft, right? So they were piling into this because this is the one mega cap. It was still a mega cap. It was undervalued. The other ones, they're saying, nah, actually, we're overvalued. We're going down. They're siphoning money out of all of those, selling those to buy Netflix. So algorithmically, this was being pumped into the crash. And then out of the correction, too, this got squeezed until where? Where was the target? Boop. This 200-day moving average. So you can look at it right there, the 200-day moving average. You can also say it is mitigating the prior breakdown level where, hey, this looked like a little undercut and rally, like it was going to try to undercut this and then push up. Basically, there were a lot of buyers under the 200-day because, hey, it's a mega cap and people like to gamble. Under the 200-day, oh, it's on sale. Well, it only works on mega caps. Usually you don't buy under the 200-day and just pray because you could get this.
Right.
Usually you wait for the reclaim, right? So you can also look at this and say, hey, we're going to take price back up to get these people out. And this just shows, all right, all of these orders were sitting on the book, people saying, please let me get out at where I bought here. Please. I bought at 110. I'm not going to sell for half that. Just please. And so they go up there. Market makers have a big incentive to rip it up to that level where there's all those orders. And then it's just transacts. And what is it? It's a big stock that's running up on momentum into an absolute brick wall that's then smacking it down. smacking it on down.
Smacking it.
So this is really interesting. Then we have the reverse, right? Market starts going up right when this thing starts selling off. They're just dumping their Netflix hand over fist here to buy anything else. Anything else. So that's really important because now this thing's kind of decoupled still. And we get the big push up. And now this one's still looking strong while the market may be taking a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a header. Smacking it. You like that, Willie? Yeah, I don't know. I like this chart. I think it's going back another date with the 200-day. And here's the thing. You know, you don't know if you're going to spend your life with somebody on the first date, right?
Typically.
You know?
Yeah.
Typically. That's fair. I mean, Jesse, maybe,
No,
maybe
I didn't know on the first date. I knew really quick, but it wasn't the first date. But it was
right.
pretty quick though. But yes, you are correct.
What would you say? 2, 3, 4 dates, maybe something like that.
Yeah,
then you start really getting to know the person, right?
Yeah, when you really get to know the person, you can know, hey, this really might be something here.
Yeah, we got something going here.
Yeah,
and I think I knew. Second, third, fourth date is when it really started solidifying in my mind. So I think it's the same here for Netflix. You know, I think it's the same thing for all stocks. I think there's so many corollaries between life and the market because, well, the market is life in some way. Life's got its ups and downs, so does stocks. And at the end of the day, what is a chart if not a snapshot of a group's psychology? And what is psychology if not life? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What I do know is
it all comes down to charts.
It all comes down to charts. It all comes down to dates. This thing has been on one date with Netflix, and you know what? Maybe it didn't go so hot. But you know what? You don't write somebody off of one date. You maybe say, hey, back to the drawing board. Here's a better example. All right, sometimes first dates don't play out. All right, this one was a disaster. Does that mean we give up on love? We do not give up on love. We wait. We build ourselves back up and then we try again. So maybe with a lower bar. So this guy was dating 10s. Now he's dating 7s. But you know what? We'll see if we get traction here, if the date goes well, if we can find traction and flip this. Maybe you get some attraction there and we can start moving to some higher levels, forming a bigger base and eventually being constructive, forming new highs, yada, yada. But you don't throw everything out. Whoops. On the first sign of adversity, right? You know what? It's going to take a few times to work through it. So where do I take this to? I take it to the 200, then I leave a runner and I watch. Ideally, it surges through and, you know, big squeeze, yada, yada. But that's rarely what happens. Probably pop, another drop into a higher low, a third test, maybe one more rejection. Maybe on the fourth, we punch through. Third or fourth is where you look. Just like third or fourth day, you know if you want to keep talking to this person or whether it's time to go back to the drawing board.
Time to go somewhere else.
Oh, man. Smoked tuna. This is a great one. If I was single, I'd be whipping this out at the trading conventions. How do you flirt with a stock? One-liners only. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. If anybody else has any dating-related or stock-related dating lines, one-liners, gotta hit me up.
Well, let's see. There's slap that ask.
Damn, Willie saying you don't know them 25 years in. ... Who hurt you, Willie? Who hurt you, Willie? I feel like we know. I feel like we know each other pretty well, and we just met. Willie says I avoided women that didn't fight back. Too easy to lead astray. My wife is full of fight. I love that. Yeah, same. Honestly, I got a live one. I got a fighter on me here. You know? But it keeps me on my toes. It's what you need. It's what you need. Mike says, I like your lines. Oh boy. Oh boy. Gonna get me thrown out of the bar. Slap that ask. I'm definitely getting thrown out of the bar. Nope. Oh man. What else do we got? Any more chart requests? Any more dating requests? Dating. I'll take all questions here. You got a sexy, mean Irish chick? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. I got a thing for the Irish as well. What can I say?
Evo likes potatoes.
I like redheads.
Like redhead. Okay. Is your girlfriend a redhead?
Maybe. Don't tell her. She likes strawberry blonde. I thought that she was like a strawberry blonde, light redheaded. The attraction was there enough that you know what? You don't have to tick all the boxes.
You guys heard it first on Trade the Pool. I hope she doesn't watch you every day. She ain't a redhead.
She's a little bit Irish. I wish I didn't say that. Let's see. It's going to be the one stream a month that she watched.
The stock maniac.
Oh boy, you guys are gonna get me in trouble. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I was about being Irish. I'm Irish. I was just trying to say that's the heritage I relate with most. I'm Irish, Russian, German, and British, English, whatever. I don't relate to the Brits at all. I think their food sucks. I think their weather sucks. I have no interest in them as a people. Sorry. Germans. I like food's better. I'm not very efficient, so I don't feel very German. So
I'm all German.
You're all German?
All my Fister, yeah, all my people came from Germany.
You look like you should be on like the German soccer team or something. You look like incredibly German, which is awesome. Yeah, I think I'm a little pastier than you. I think I sunburn more, and I think that's where the Irish comes into play. I don't know. I don't know if I can outdrink you though, because Germans, they can hold their own with the Irish, but
I don't. I mean, I personally don't partake too much anymore. I will a little bit. I would rather smoke a cigar or a pipe, honestly, than alcohol. Just overall, it's just not great for you. There's no real reason. If somebody wants to drink, great, partake, have fun. But I just, I'd rather eat a bowl of ice cream.
I'm with you. Here's the thing: alcohol makes good things better, and it makes bad things bearable. But the thing is, the good things are already good. You don't need to add anything on top. And the bad things, I'd rather just not do them. So that's where I'm at. Willie, you're a weed guy. Me too. Yeah, I have a few drinks a month maybe, but definitely smoking that devil's lettuce. Mike can outdrink all of us. That's probably true.
I bet he could.
A nice indica and a Wagyu steak on a good day. Willie. Sometimes it's a roach and a ramen. That's my R&R, not rest and relaxation. Roaches and ramen.
That's hilarious.
Oh no. What else we got? Who's what in chat? Let's see. Who's 7% Nigerian, Willie? Let's see. Anybody do those ancestry.coms? I'm always scared too.
I have. Yeah. My brother did it not too long ago, and we actually found some really cool old pics from like great grandfathers and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. So I've done that on my dad's side and my mom's side actually. So it is some of the information you get is pretty interesting.
Yeah. So was yours just literally like 100% Germany? Or like anything fun in there?
On my dad's side, it is just like almost 100% German. On my mom's side, there's a little bit of English, just a little bit, not much. There's mainly German and then a slight Indian as well, actually.
Oh, interesting. Very cool. Mm-hmm. Well, it's cool. It's nice. What was I gonna say? I had a joke formulated. Now I'm like,
there was a joke coming. I could tell. I said Indian, and you're immediately like, haha, I got him.
Should I say that? Well, let's just say that it's always good to have German pride. Nothing bad ever happened from too much German pride. Oh
my gosh!
It did. That's what I was like. I should have borne on the
crowbar comes at it at the end of the hour. I love that. That's so fun.
This is what happens when when we're all out of our options trades this early. Or I'm sorry, the futures trades. What are we trading? Earnings trades. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I start rambling. I start waxing. I was gonna say philosophic. No, poetic. No, I don't know. I'm just bullshitting.
I do need to get out here pretty soon, though.
Yeah.
If you would like to still stick around, that's obviously your prerogative. But
I thought we were running the clock out, and we just had such a good time that we're already past it here. So.
We're already over. Are you going to be Friday night? You going to come back? I know you got a lot of stuff you're doing tomorrow, of course, here on Trade the Pool. Are you going to come Friday night as well?
Yeah. Actually, this Friday I might have to call out. I might be going to a little bit of a show. There's a really good cover band of LCD Sound System, which is an old one that I like. And it's just the cover band is like known for being amazing. They're called like American Scum, I think, and they're like actually a lot of people think they're better than the original band, who I've never seen. So yeah, I mean, the girlfriend are gonna go out. It's court mandated date night. I'm required to get out every other week at the latest.
The Irish lady taking you out. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not sure if I'll make the show, But I'm gonna be missing you guys. I'll definitely make an appearance, even if it's from my phone, a little bit drunk, just like Joe did a few
Just
weeks
like
ago.
Joe did, man. That was
Last week.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if I will start shouting out what is it, fight songs, football fight songs in a busy restaurant.
Funny. That was pretty funny.
Talk, you think I'm loose? You did not see Joe was loose. Joe was feeling it, and it was awesome seeing him have a good time because I know how hard he works.
I don't see Tack at the Friday night stream, probably because it's a different time, zone where he's at. But man, if you could ever listen to our Friday nights, it gets crazy.
I feel like he's either a family man, just spending time with his loved ones, or he's painting the town red, and it's it's his party time. Either way, though. Yeah, Joe was so fun. Joe was lit. Joe was awesome. It's so much fun.
Joe was lit.
So maybe you'll see me cut loose a little bit more if I do make an appearance. But either way, you guys got to tune in for this Friday night live streams. They're getting more and more fun. Yeah, they're getting more and more fun as more and more people show up, and so I'm really looking forward to it. If not this week, then next week for sure. Jesse, let's get you out of here, though. I know it's been a long day. Any fine words for these fine people, where they can find you, what you're looking forward to, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I usually have my handle on here, Jesse Pfister Trades. I do interviews. I do daily recaps of what I traded, quick short videos, things like that. So I would be very appreciative if you followed me on there, Jesse Pfister Trades. I'm on X and I'm on Instagram, pretty active on those as well. So yeah, today was fun. I wish it had gone better in my favor. I won't even act like Steve traded. He didn't. He would have traded it better than me today. But you know what? We live to trade another day, and that's why I love trading with Trade the Pool, because it's an eval. So when you're in an eval situation, the risk is highly mitigated. So I'm very appreciative of that. So yeah, live to trade another day, and always learning, always growing, and always enjoying the chat. You guys are great. Your comments, they crack us up. They help educate us. We help educate you. It's an awesome community. It's always great to be here, and always good to be with my buddy Steve. So, yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll just leave my Discord link in the chat if anybody wants to. But that was such a good outro. I don't want to add anything to that. We will see you next time. Have a great time. And trade safe out there. Take care, y'all.